Okay, so I'm just going to test the audio now because I think I fixed it. So you're going to hear me talking back on the stream, but it's the only way I can make sure that the audio is working again, so just bear with me. In the meantime, I'll just carry on doing the flight plan until I hear myself. So we're going direct to OTK next. Okay, so I'm just going to test the audio now because I think I fixed it. So you're going to hear me talking back on the stream, but it's the only way I can make sure that the audio is working again, so just bear with me. Okay, so there we go. So yeah, so it's definitely fixed now. Excellent. Just give me 1 minute. Lewis sent me a donation, so I just want to read that out for you guys once I've got to my Streamlabs page. For some reason I didn't get a notification. Lewis, I don't think it went through properly. I can't see anything on my account, but I'll let you know if it comes through. But otherwise, thank you very much for the thought. But like I said, I don't think it's come through, so you might have to try it again. But anyway, everything's sorted. Let's crack on with the flight. So, direct to OTK and direct to lease thereafter. And then that's the start of our arrival. So we're going in on ILS 18 right, and it's the lease 2, I'm assuming. Yep. Are we going via Holop? No. That's looking good. So what we'll do is we'll just go over to the plan page, and then, like I said, we'll work our way through it as we normally do. Go up to the top. It's actually quite a short flight today. It's a bit of a strange approach. What we might do is delete the ORL, because that seems to actually be complicating things. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, that's better, that's cleaner. Okay, that looks better. Alright. Let's move over here and make sure everything... Oh, actually before we do, we just need to take off data stuff. So open up our config. We're going 1+F because it's huge runways at Atlanta. So V1 is 146. Then 147. Then 149. Transition altitude is 18,000, and then it's flaps 1/THS of up 0.2. try that again. There we go, that's better. Flex temp is 64. And that's everything done. Excellent. So everything is the manage page. Let's go put this up to cruising altitude of 37. There we go, that's better. Excellent. So that's looking like we're pretty much good to go. We'll bring this down to 20 nautical miles, go back down to the arc, and I think that's us done. Just get the airport page up. Oh, the Navigraph not sent up. 1 second. There we go. Now we should be able to see our charts. Let's see what this one's like. That one's better. Yeah. Okay. So it's 8 right, wasn't it? Yeah, 8 right. So it's actually not a very far taxi tour with it. It's just going straight back over to the hotel. So let's get the pushback truck.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Will do. And let's just close up our doors and get rid of the ground equipment. And what we'll also do is just turn on the APU. So doors are closed, and what we'll do is just turn the beacon on now that we're about to, well, we are starting the APU. As the APU is coming online. So it's probably going to be a bit of a queue to get onto the runway. There we go, so AP is online. We can turn off the external power now. And get rid of the GPU, get rid of our ground handling. And we can get the pushback truck.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Here he comes, magically out of the building.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Up we go. As he lifts us the nose wheel onto the
So connected
pushback
and
truck.
bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
And I will do.
Starting pushback. And you may start engines.
Okay, starting engine number 2. Good anti-rise there. There's a good start. So starting engine number 1. So almost get crashed into by LSG skies, chaps. So yeah, looks like we're gonna have a bit of a queue. Getting onto 08 right, but not a problem at all. Let's go flaps 1. The spoilers, but maximum on the speed brake, automatic speed brake. And we'll do a flight controls check in a second.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Go.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
So that's full left, full right, full up, full down, and then full left, full right on the rudder. That's great. It's just running through everything in my head. I haven't turned on the radios, but we never use them anyway. Transponder can go on when we're approaching the runway, and
The tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. Well, see you next time and have a safe flight.
thank you very much. So we can turn the taxi light on now. Just wait for the hand signal. As off he goes. And hand signal received. Excellent. Let's get going. Get onto my rudder pedals. This guy's out for more. Just can't help himself. So like I said, the runway's pretty much here, so pretty short taxi, and then we'll be heading straight off. Turn the TCAS on now. You start to see what's coming and going. Actually looks fine now. Seems like everything's settled down, although we'll probably give way to this delta as we make a left here. Do brake controls check. Yeah, brakes are fine. We'll just let this delta go ahead. Is making that awful beeping noise. Got no idea what's making that noise, but it's really annoying. Just making sure it wasn't like an alarm. No idea what's making that noise. See if it goes when we take off. Never had that before. So we clear left. No idea what that was. But very annoying. If anyone knows what it is, please enlighten me. Just flip that over. Something to do with the runway, but I don't know what it was. Alright, landing lights on. And start the clock and let's get going. Man flex SRS runway. Climb maneuver in the blue. Let's get going. Oh, let's do it again. So 100 knots, relax on the tiller. B1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Outer marker. Thrust lever back to the climb position. And we'll just tell them, I wonder if it's something to do with the tweak utilities, because I just realised I've left the sounds on. I wonder if that's what's making that noise. It's not a nice noise, whatever it is. Okay, we'll go flaps up. Definitely need to get some ortho scenery for around here. It's a bit bumpy. Turn the runway turn-offs and the nose light off. You do appreciate your Orbx TrueEarth when you kind of see when you're reminded what the default scenery looks like. As we've crossed 10,000 feet, so we can get the landing lights off and release the cabin crew. And in a sec we'll release the passengers as well. So we'll be accelerating in a second. And once we're doing that, we'll release the passengers because that should bring our pitch down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I'm really sorry, Lewis. It doesn't look like your donation came through. But thanks for the thought and thanks for trying. But if you'd like to donate, I think you'll have to try again. We'll just release the ground spoilers as well. Don't need to be armed. And there's 18,000 feet, so we can go standard. And we'll just bring that map display up a little bit. Yeah, that'll teach me a lesson on playing around with OBS and then not putting it back. I thought I'd set some settings that were just basically for recording videos. I was trying to do the video where I'd record on the OBS and then record a separate track onto the video so I could edit the audio, but I've forgot to put it back, so that explains basically why the audio wasn't working at the start of that stream. So apologies again for that. Just trying to get the sound balance a little bit better because it was going a bit loud then. Well, that doesn't look half bad though. Is that something? Not breaking your ears anymore. So Orlando's already in view. Very short cruise phase, and then we'll be descending back down again. Not to accidentally click the gear stick when when you're having a look at your tweak utility. Not generally advised. Cute little plane. Very stubby. What's that down there? Weird. No idea what that is. What it's trying to be. I never noticed that aircraft tab before. Doesn't seem to be much going on with this Flight Sim 2020 tech alpha release. I've been keeping an eye on Reddit to see if anyone's been, you know, been given access, but I haven't seen anyone yet. I certainly haven't. Don't think. Anyway, let me just double check. No, I can't see anything. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be an email, but just double check my spam. That'd be awkward. Where even is my spam? Nope, no luck. Callum Does Disney, welcome to the stream. I think I've seen you before. Nice, welcome back. You love Orlando Airport and you go there all the time for your holidays to Disney World. Yes, I remember. You're the chap who's from Glasgow, aren't you? And you were talking about Virgin flying from Glasgow to Orlando. Welcome back, haven't seen you for a little while. Mind you, I haven't streamed for a little while. Oh, where's this traffic? It's 1,000 feet above us, so we should be okay. There he is. He's in sight. It's like 737. Probably a Southwest. Yeah, he's off. It's very densely populated around here for some reason. Callum, how's the sound balance doing? You weren't there, but at the start of the stream, I had a bit of an issue with my sound, and I've just tried to rebalance it. I don't know what your thoughts are on how the sound is. Was it you who was on holiday? Or am I thinking of someone else? It was in Spain. It's good to hear, because like I said, there was a bit of an issue with my sound at the start of the stream, where I'd messed around with the settings too much. How was the rest of the trip? So you were in Spain, weren't you? Alright, just need to go to the toilet. I will be back in a sec. And I'm back. Good, it was fun, but the turbulence going to Glasgow was bad. Oh really? It was, I seem to remember it was quite windy around about the time that you were coming back, so... Yeah, that's unsurprising, but bit of fun for the pilots, I'd say. Oh, it's another one of these weird vapor effects. Right, we can start to think about performance data for when we're getting into Orlando. So we can get our charts and things up, get a I was thinking ATIS in my head, and then alright, so definitely up to date, yeah, okay. So 29906 for the QNH. I wonder, can you switch that over to inches of mercury? Or Pascals, whatever it is, HPA, thinking of medicine. Alright, see if we can put it in then, 29906. It is inches of mercury. CG, just like that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, sorted. Temperature is a balmy 32 in Florida today, and the wind is 220 at 7 knots. It bounced when it landed, but it was a small bounce. But we were waiting a few minutes for our stairs cars to come. Oh dear. Were you flying with Ryanair by any chance with the bounce? What was the wind? Do you know what the wind speed was? There's a config 3 on the left, flaps, and let's have a look at our landing chart. It was ILS 18, right? Final altitude of 2,200. Which you can put in now, and then the decision height is 200. Surprisingly high. I wonder if they got a... Well, it's alright, that'll do for us. Weather's gonna be fine. They probably have a category 2 or 3 landing chart as well. So that's everything put in. And 80 nautical miles to top of descent. Let's have a look. Our ETA is 2036, so about 35 minutes to go. Jet 2, we were flying, you don't know what the wind speed was, but your friend got back 3 AM this morning from Corfu with Ryanair. He said the landing was terrible. Well, I'm flying with Ryanair to Cologne on Wednesday, so that'll be fun. To be fair though, I've flown them before and they actually have been fine, and they've actually been pretty on time as well. What plane were you in? Was it the Jet 2 757 or 737? As good as the xEnviro clouds look, I have noticed in like the few months that I've used it, you basically just get the same cloud over and over and over again. There's very little variation in how it depicts the weather. It was the 737-800 because I'm sure they still use. I'm sure they still use the 737-300. They have done. I don't know whether they're phasing them out. Let's have a look. Go to the font of all knowledge that Wikipedia is. Yep, they've still got 9 737-300s and 2 737 QCs, but the majority of their fleet is 737-800s, and then they've got 11 757s as well. As Orlando's signed a peak interview at the edge of our map. They're meant to get rid of the 7. Yeah, I would have thought so. I mean, obviously they're pretty aging. I think most of the 737-300s were built from the kind of mid-1980s to the mid-1990s, so they'll be probably around at least 20 years old. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they need to start replacing them. Something a bit more fuel efficient. And I imagine they'll probably have to replace the 757 soon as well, though I know they are renowned for being remarkably good for cost per seat, which I've learned through this airline simulator, airline management simulator that I use, that I mentioned a couple of streams ago, called Airline Sim. I think it's airlinesim.aero. Yeah. airlinesim.aero, AERO. It's an excellent airline management simulation web browser game, which I'd really recommend. Getting a bit of stutters. Well, having watched the X-Plane presentation at Cosford that they did a couple of weekends ago, it looks like we're well on the way for Vulcan, and they should be getting it out on beta by the end of the year, so that'll be interesting to see how that improves my frame rates and smoothness. So apparently they said because the basically it loads in textures on Vulcan, it's much more predictable. So the stuttering that you get in X-Plane should be pretty much eliminated with Vulcan, and then you should be getting a fairly decent boost in frame rates. Particularly if you've got interestingly, if you've actually got an older card, you'll get a better boost in frames. Just in the way that hang on, have I got this right? Yeah, so I think it was something along the lines of the older graphics cards don't run OpenGL very well. So you'll get quite a significant boost when you're going onto Vulcan. You really want to fly to Hawaiian Air in real life or in sim? So that does sound pretty nice. Did they fly from Glasgow? But it was looking at, I mean, they showed some like demos on like a pretty decent modern graphics card. You're getting an average boost of around about 10 frames per second. So, you know, that takes you out of the maybe like 20s to mid-20s into the 30s, which actually makes it significantly smoother. So I'm quite looking forward to doing Vulcan, because particularly when I'm streaming, my frame rates drop quite dramatically. So I suspect it'll be quite useful switching to Vulcan. Okay, so yeah, not far at all now to top of descent. I'll bring this down to 80 nautical miles now. as we approach sunny Florida. I can't believe it's 32 degrees in Florida today. When it's what's the temperature in Manchester? It's got to be around about 10 degrees. Yeah, 11 degrees. It's crazy. Load the latest weather. It might even be colder now because that was from a couple of hours ago. Not loading. No worries. I get pretty bad Wi-Fi signal up in this attic room, so it's not surprising I can't get it. But yeah, it's cold. Is the is the take-home point, and it's going to be pretty damn hot in Orlando. Just got to keep an eye on that top of descent, because despite the A320 series being incredibly automated, the one thing they haven't seemed to have fully automated is initiating the descent, which you have to do manually. It's no biggie though. I don't fly from Glasgow, but I'd like to do it in real life, and I've done San Francisco to Honolulu in infinite flight on iOS. I imagine it's amazing flying into Hawaii, you know, with all that incredible island scenery. Just imagine it's a bit boring going from going over the ocean though. Although flying into San Francisco, I imagine it's pretty cool. Flying in and out, that is. Okay, so about 10 nautical miles to top of descent. Oh, excuse me. I was at a wedding over the weekend, and I think I'm on a 2-day hangover. I'm still quite tired. Probably should admit that online. It's good, but Infinite Flight don't have Hawaiian Air livery, so I had to do it in a Delta. I imagine the Hawaiian Airlines livery is pretty vibrant. Let's have a little look. Whilst I'm paying attention to that top of descent. Yeah, very vibrant. How do you find Infinite Flight's that mobile sim that you were talking about, wasn't it? How do you find it runs on? Do you have it on like your phone? Or do you have it on like a tablet? Just watching that pink dot. As we approach top of descent, down it comes. And down we go. I really like the fact that the A320 has this kind of like speed zone on descent. Just makes it so much smoother than in the Boeings. As down we go. Okay, so we just need to obviously pay attention for our altitude and when we're introducing the seatbelt signs again and landing lights, etc. We're in a crazy steep descent path. If we were using SimBuddy, the passengers would be screaming in the back. There we go, settled out a little bit better now. So what we do is we'll set the auto brake to low. Like I said, got a really long runway at Orlando. I was thinking of Hawaii then for a second, so we're not landing at Hawaii. Speed brake we can bring up when we're a little bit closer. Obviously the flaps will introduce gradually. And then the landing lights come on when we're approaching 10,000 feet. Plane's having a bit of a freak out. Let's see if it settles out. There we go. Got there in the end. Thanks very much for the likes, guys. Do appreciate it. So we slowly make our way down Florida. Let's have a little look where we're up to. Gainesville. Not far at all to go. There you go, that's where Daytona Beach is, I didn't realise. Thought it was in like California, not up northeast Florida. The approach is pretty straightforward, it's just straight in. Love the names, Hammy and Tuffy. I thought a lot of the VOR stations around Orlando were named after like Disney characters. But maybe it's the other Disneyland. Or Disney World, maybe? So Lisa's the start of the star. And we just got to pay attention. I've got to remember that obviously the transition altitude is 18,000 in America. United Airlines 7593, welcome to the stream. I used to stream on Twitch a long time ago, about 3 years ago. But I'd stopped doing that. I've kind of tried to bring everything onto YouTube now. Just kind of keep one channel where I do everything on it. See how it goes. If it doesn't work out, then I'll go back to Twitch. But like I said, I haven't been there on this for so long that I thought I'd basically just start from scratch and start streaming on my YouTube channel rather than on Twitch. Just get the latest weather report. 2997 is the QNH. Just update that into the FMC. And then we'll put it into our aircraft when we get to 18,000 feet. And although it's hot, there's a lot of cloud around, so that'll make it interesting as we descend down. That is looking really nice over there. Basically looks real there. X-enviro does have its moments where it looks incredible. We'll put in oh, I hate it when that happens. We'll put in the QNH now, and I won't forget. And we'll get the passenger signs on as well and get everyone seated. And we're otherwise good. You live stream your flight simulator on Twitch, and then in the evening after I go offline, I upload onto the YouTube channel. Yeah, I mean that's one way of doing it. It's not unreasonable. I mean, I guess the only downside is you can't interact live with your YouTube followers, which is, I guess, what I like doing live streaming is I can speak to you guys whilst I'm doing the video. Just get down to 40 nautical miles an hour on the map. Just give me 1 sec. Just checking my partner's alright. She gave me a ring and then I messaged to check that she was okay, and then she didn't respond, so she's going to give me a ring back in a second. Okay, yeah, so we're otherwise good. In a second we'll put on the landing lights. Oh, she's coming back. Just give me 1 sec. And a back. So there's a bit of a step on the descent in as we're going in, but I'll just see if the FMC's got those restrictions in. It doesn't look like it has. I think we just continually descend down into Tuffy. So we've got the landing lights on now. Very, very densely clouded. Oops. It does annoy me that sometimes when you right click and X-plane, it just, the camera kind of sticks to your mouse. But yes, it'll be really interesting to see what Vulcan does to X-plane, but obviously I think it's going to be a little bit too little too late, because Microsoft Flight Simulator, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see what it's like, but I have a suspicion everyone's going to move towards that as you know, their simulator platform. I think X-plane will still have its part to play, but I think there will be quite a shift with users switching to Flight Simulator. It's just a shame because I'm really looking forward to that rotate MD-11, but it's a bit badly timed for rotate, unfortunately. Getting a bit bumpy as we get into the cloud layer. We'll turn the landing system on and the constraints as well. The landing system basically just puts on your virtual, well, it isn't virtual, it's your ILS, but it's just like obviously the digital display of the ILS onto the flight primary flight display. Quite wet, breezy. I can tell we're getting pushed to the left. 26 knot kind of crosswind from our right to our left. As we decelerate, as we cross 10,000 feet. And I'll just arm the speed brake. Spoilers. And down we go again. The frames just take a little bit of a hit. we'll go down to 20 nautical miles on the map. And we'll be cloud surfing any minute now. Volumetric clouds really are a game changer. Just makes it feel so much more realistic. Still never going to forget I was flying in Cambodia from I think it's Siem Reap to Phnom Penh, and we were in a little ATR 72, and we flew through a cloud, and I've never been shaken so much in my life by turbulence. It was terrifying. The whole plane felt like it was just going to break apart. But luckily that was fine as we break through the bottom of the cloud layer. And the horrible default textures of X-Plane come into view. Let's see if we can see the field. Should be somewhere to kind of around 1 o'clock. I wonder if it's just being blocked by this window post. Definitely need to get some ortho scenery around here. Yep, there it is, I think. Small airfield down there. And then when we're just approaching the intercept point, we can go flaps 1, and then complete our flap schedule as we're going down on the glide slope. So I think we're fine. So landing lights are on, seatbelt signs are on, auto brake is on low, speed brake's armed, put the flaps in, we'll go to engine start, transponder's on. Yeah, so I think we're good. It's just going to be gear and flaps left. We'll just let the cabin crew know that we'll shortly be landing. There's the airfield. Oh, I've got to say I hate it when it does that. Let's just double check. It's 18, right? Yeah. So the ILS is active. We'll as we're on the final intercept course, we'll activate our approach mode. Go 10 nautical miles. Actually, no. We'll yeah, no, we will. We'll keep our 10 nautical miles on the map display. So there's the decel points. So once we're down to the appropriate speed for flaps, we can introduce flap 1. There's an aircraft ahead of us. So we'll go flaps 1. Oh, I have no idea what that plane is doing. It's a problem using world traffic. So we're making a right turn as we intercept the ILS. There's the localizer captured. Interesting placement for this airport. Imagine that causes a bit of a headache for air traffic control. So we've got a plane ahead of us on short final, so we'll be following them in. Glide slopes alive. So the glide slope has been captured now. So we'll gear down, flaps 2. And we're doing a flaps 3 landing, so just one more to go, and then we'll be fully configured. So landing checklist. Did I not set that as a flaps 3 landing? Yeah, weird. Anyway, landing checklist. Landing gears down, signs are on, cabin's ready, spoilers are armed, flaps. We're going to setting 3 now. We're not going flaps 4. I don't know why it's saying 4. I've set it on the perf page to be config 3. So anyway, we'll ignore that. So I'll take over control now. And we'll just ignore that. There'll just be traffic on the neighbouring runway, which is going to be really annoying, but nothing I can really do about it. Just get on the rudder pedals. There we go. Thank God for that. So if there's any traffic on the runway from world traffic, we'll just ignore it, because otherwise we'll never get down. Because unfortunately it doesn't respect myself as a valid aircraft that's landing for some reason. I think there is something lined up, so like I said, we'll just ignore it. It's taking off for now anyway. There's the outer marker. $100 knots. 80 knots side or reverse. And we'll take manual braking and reverse the stowed. As this JetBlue's trying his luck. Okay, we'll take the next left. As we start to clean up, so flaps up. Spoilers down. Oh, I've always find the ground steering in the Toliss is very twitchy. So lights off. And we'll leave the strobes on just because we're going to be crossing this next runway. Thank you very much, Callum. Appreciate it. I think that was a -137, so not bad at all. We'll get the APU on. And just make sure everything's... I can't really see. But let's just make sure... Yeah, there's nothing there. Nothing on the TCAS. And we'll park up somewhere over there. And then we'll do some replays. So thanks very much, guys, for joining me on this flight. Please do stick around to watch some replays. But otherwise, if you need to go or you've had enough, do subscribe if you want to watch some more. Please do like the video. It does help me a huge amount for my analytics. So we've crossed the runway, so we can turn off the TCAS now. And turn off the strobes. We'll take the next left. Can't even see if there's any parking spots for us. It's all full up. I think is there one over there? Potentially, otherwise we'll just have to park up anywhere, as if we're on a remote stand. This is the disadvantage of not having GSX, which tells you where there's the empty stands. So it's completely full. Wish there was an easy way to turn off world traffic once it's loaded up, because I can't seem to find any way of doing that. It would be quite useful now to get an empty stand, although I think is this like a remote stand here? No, I don't think so. That looks a bit weird. Yeah, I think we're out of stands, so we'll probably just have to park up at the end of this taxiway. It's like being in a busy car park. Can't find a space. Right, this is the Oblivion Place stand. It's been made now. This'll do. So park up, park and brake on. And beacon off, passenger signs off, fuel pumps off. And we'll just stay on the APU because I haven't got much choice. Okay, right. Let's do some replays. Wasn't disappointed at all with that landing, so let's have a look how it looks on the replay.
Traffic.
Just fast forward until we're not getting on those traffic alerts.
Traffic.
FN2199 of the first order, thank you very much. And welcome to the stream. It's a new face, nice to meet you. I like those effects, they're pretty cool. Alright, let's change view. Which view? The tower view. The TCAS, I know. It was because there was another aircraft landing on the adjacent runway, and for some reason the TCAS can't deal with that. Yeah, sorry for the weird visual effects. You're a pilot in training and you know how to fly the Boeing 737. Awesome. Yeah, not a bad landing at all. Pretty happy with that. So I've got to turn off the landing rate. We'll go for the end of the runway. Lovely. Great. So we will wrap the stream up there. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Like I said, please do subscribe if you like the video, and if you want to keep up to date when I'm streaming, you can either click the little bell icon which will notify you when I'm online, or you can like me on Facebook. But otherwise, thanks very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.